Can't even find the go live button with my glasses off. Jeez Louise. Hey, Jaglones. How you doing? Hope everybody had a good New Year's. Hope everybody was safe. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. It's just me tonight, so we're going to talk about some things that have been happening. I don't know what that red thing is on there. On top of that cage. I don't know. I'm already distracted. And we are going to get that colored. That IsoBuddies logo. We are going to get that colored. So, we got Soda's Exotics. Hey, Sam. Sam, we got some news tonight. So we have one watcher. That's enough for me. So we had a tragedy in my house. So you may be familiar with my demon cat that I have. That is new to the home and doesn't know all the rules. Doesn't know the ins and outs. Well, he went exploring and he knocked over a stack. Actually, it was 2 stacks of bins. They were kind of grow out bins, but they were grow out bins for 3 of the new species that I got for isopods. So I didn't find it for at least a full day, so there wasn't anybody around anymore. I think I recovered a couple from a couple of the bins, basically threw them all together, going to let them grow out and then separate them, see what I can salvage. So it was like a total of 6 bins, 8 bins. Smaller, the little shoebox guys. So we lost some good species. I'm still looking around. I set some little kind of traps that I think I designed poorly, but we'll see if we get any takers. Basically, they're small containers, like takeout containers that they can get into. They could possibly get back out again, but it's going to be moist and have food there, and it should be something that they want to be in. Hopefully the cat doesn't take a dump in there or whatever. So those are in the corners. You know, the corners down here, I've got like 20 of these little takeout container lids. They're about this deep. So every day I'm going through with the sprayer, damping them down again. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that works and I can salvage some. I just don't want to see, a couple hundred isopods down here just slowly desiccating. I'm going to guess that a lot of them already did. But hopefully not. Hopefully we can recover from that. So new cat, not my favorite cat right now. He's right here. He's right here scarring me up. But he's kind of a jerk. So we're not real tight right now. So that was a tragedy that happened this week. Also, I guess a second tragedy, because this is forcing me to do something I don't want to do. Bingo, my blue tongue skink, as many of you know, well, you can just see she has an open air setup, okay? So with that Monstra plant, that's all kind of, yeah, I know, Russ, right? That might get the lid adjusted again because the cat doesn't seem to show any more interest in going up there. But he was getting into her tank, and that's something I don't want. So we can take down, I'm confident we can take down security measures to keep her out, or keep him out of her tank. But I had an ant queen get loose on me last year. I had several that died in their tubes, didn't take off, whatever. One escaped. I forgot I was feeding multiples, and I guess I forgot to put the thing back on there right, the little cotton ball. So she escaped. I didn't think anything of it. There's nowhere else for her to go except for into another ant tank where she would get murdered, right? So I wasn't too worried about it. Carpenter ant, same species as Sheila, actually. I found a queen last summer, or last spring. Bad news, she didn't die. If any of you are watching this and following along with the story, you already know that queen got into Bingo's setup, and she's not bothering Bingo, but there is now a colony in her tank, in her setup. I don't want a colony loose in my basement, so I am going to try to catch her. I have diatomaceous earth spread all around the tank. It's kind of loosely spread. I was going to get that chalk, but I couldn't find any. So it's kind of just dusted around the entire outside of that setup. And the plan is that should take care of stragglers. Yeah, arg, right? It's been a rough month. So that'll take care of stragglers coming in and out. I'm going to try to catch the queen. If I can catch her, I have an idea. Justin Wright posted a video on IsoBuddy's channel on Facebook of a way to do a setup for ants that I am kind of already was planning something similar, but this guy had really better ideas. So I want to go with that idea. Yeah, Bingo's place. She's not too put off by it. She doesn't seem to care. She's back awake and eating like a fiend, and I'm just being careful how to feed her because the ants obviously want that food too. So I've been taking her out to feed her, which is hit or miss. So anyway, one of the options that I have is to go DEFCON 4 on her, which I can share with you guys. I couldn't find, I was going to do it live. To get rid of the excess ants. I don't want to lose carpenter ants like a whole colony. There's at least a couple hundred in there. But I was going to get a hold of dry ice. I couldn't get a hold of it. Meyer has it, but my Meyer, the freezer wasn't even plugged in, has it. It was still out. It's just like a mobile little freezer. They still had it out with a price tag and everything, but it was all just empty and not even plugged in, not even cold. So anyway, what you can do is basically fill it with dry ice, like the smoke, right? You put a pot in there, you have a boiling pot on something, you put the dry ice in the pot, it turns into gas, carbon dioxide, suffocates everything in there, except the plants will love it, right? Obviously, I would have Bingo in her feeding enclosure, her feeding tank, so she wouldn't be affected. Then you just fan it out a little bit, and you're good to go the next time to put everything back in there. I don't want to do that. There's a lot of ice pods in there too. But I mean, I should probably look for some of the ice pods too and see if I can salvage some of those out of there. That's another option. There's Orange Vigor and the Dalmatian, the wannabes, the wannabe magic potions. They're like Orange Dalmatian something. I don't know. I got them. I thought they were magic potions, but they're definitely not. Okay. Let's see. There's a couple other little species in there. Phenicillo parvis is in there. There's some, I don't know what else. There's a ton of springtails in there right now, which is kind of fun, but they're, popping out and getting loose a little bit at a time. But yeah, that's that situation. So getting invaded by ants, cat knocking over ice pod bins. It's been a rough holiday. I hope your guys' all was better than mine. Christmas was great. We celebrate Christmas in this house, and it was really good. I won this year. Got the best gifts for my daughter. Got the best gifts for my wife. Wife got me some good stuff, but I went overboard again and got her crazy amounts of things. And I can't not. I don't know about you fellas, but I can't not give my spouse a ton of stuff for all the things she does. She absolutely deserves it. So there's that. So that's a thing that happened. Let's see. What did I get that was really cool? A lot of tchotchke stuff. Like Temu kind of changed up our shopping. So you can get a lot of wild, weird stuff for any kind of dork thing you're into. It kind of undercuts like the little guy who can do that stuff. But hopefully they're selling it somewhere. I can never find those people. Orange Dalmatian across Orange Vigor and Magic Potion. Oh, nice. I like them. I like them a lot. They got orange in the name. We like that, right? Orange is the best color. Yeah, so Christmas was good. I didn't get any animals, which is also good. Trying to cut back, actually, so we kind of knock it down. Oh, the ants got into the mourning gecko harem as well. So they had to go. That was another thing. Those guys got taken out with a vengeance, I'll say. I was not having it. I hope everybody's okay in there. Nobody got mauled by ants, I'm hoping. But I did see some of them eating ants. I can't do that. They're too blurry. I did see some of them eating ants, which isn't bad. That would be cool to be able to take a couple of Sheila's little workers and throw them in there now and then for a good snack, because they tend to stay out of the water better than crickets. I wind up fishing a lot of crickets out of there. When I do feed crickets, I'll feed like half a dozen pinheads and I take about at least 3 out of the water to save them. So I have to sit down and monitor. Let's see, what's positive stuff going on? Ants eat the eggs, I'm guessing. I mean, I guess they would. If they could get into them, I don't know if they'd recognize them as a food source until they're popped or there's a whole bunch of them. They are eating the Repashy. So, or I think it's Pangea. I think it's Pangea that I use. The one with the gecko on the cover. It's got the insects and fig. I got them back on the insects and fig, Russ. And then there was like an insect added to a diet, the red bag. I don't know the difference. They smell exactly the same, the fig and insects, with the insects and mystery feed. But I mixed the two together. I got them both. One said that it was canceled because of whatever, like the payment didn't go through, but it shipped it anyway. So I guess I got a free bag, which, you know, it's Amazon. I'm not telling them. They'll figure it out. They'll be all right. But yeah, so we put that, mix that up. They love it. They're going nuts. I have a lifetime supply, apparently. I keep buying for, like, when I had Cresty, my Cresty was a pig. And so I keep buying stuff like that. And I have these 3 tiny little geckos. Ants be living their best life there. Yeah, the loose ants, they're loving life. And if they do take out a couple eggs, they take out a couple eggs. Like, what are you going to do? I thought I silenced my phone. I'm so sorry. That's so unprofessional. Let's see. What else? We're going to have some guests on. We're coming up on our 5-year mark, which is legit. I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are excited. It's hard to believe I've been doing this for 5 years. It's real weird. We have a lot of weird things that have happened on this show. I'm going to put a tank of the shrimp that I can't think of their name right now. The little Hawaiian shrimp are going to go right over here. They're doing great. I have 1 million of them now. Yeah, I have 1 million of them. I bring them to a show to trade or something with somebody who's going. A half dozen or something. They're awesome. Russ, help me out. What are they called? The little red shrimp, the Hawaiian guys? It is not ringing a bell. It is not coming to me, which is frustrating. Like, I'm not this dumb. We'll figure it out. Someone will figure it out. I keep saying mysis in my head. It's not mysis. It's not sea monkeys, Sandy. It's not sea monkeys, you goofball. Let's see, what else? We got new equipment, new computer, new everything to do the show. So that went well. That part went well. They're not brine shrimp. Brine shrimp is sea monkeys. These are actual little red shrimp. They look like the shrimp you would eat, but they're tiny. They're like 5 millimeters. And they live forever. Ants love my gecko food. I've been thinking I need to coat the feeding shelf with Teflon. You can do that, Rachel. I don't know what that would do for your lizards. Teflon's one of those forever chemicals. I try to stay away from it. You can do a lot of things. You can put a little thing around the outside of the tank. I don't know if you have heaters and stuff, but you can put a little spread of talcum powder and alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. So you mix that up into a slurry, and then you dip a cotton swab or cotton ball I like to use because it's bigger, or a brush even. You could use a paintbrush and paint it all around the edge of your tank, and they won't climb that to get in. So hopefully, some of them totally ignore that and are oblivious to it, but I don't know what kind of ants you got going on there. But we could do that. Use diatomaceous earth. You can do that. It won't hurt the lizards unless they get it in some kind of large numbers. I did a lot of research. It dries things out. I like to avoid it. The other option is the water traps on the table legs. Oh yeah, that could work. That's a lot of upkeep though. Like remembering to fill that back up with water because it's going to dehydrate so fast. It could be a pain in the neck. I used like a grease that I have to keep them out of the tank. That was working. I didn't get any more in there. and you can't really see it. It's basically, you could use Vaseline or whatever. Try the talcum powder. It's a good bet. It's a good bet. Are they tiny ants? What kind of ants are you talking about? I think you can see it still, but I took talcum powder. Well, you can't really see it from there. You can see down here. Yeah, you can see that white line. See this white line right here? That's talcum powder around the legs. It didn't quite work. And this is my grow light for the grass that's in here. And it's not getting to the grass because, of course, I have algae going like crazy. So somebody's hungry. You can't see the betta fish, can you? Yeah, you can. You see him right here. He's starving. So yeah, this is algae. This over here in the front is that micrograss. And it's growing in pretty good. This little mostly dead bromeliad is doing pretty good. The geckos aren't out right now. Yeah, that's the thing. I never see them. So I never see them ever, hardly. So I see evidence of them, like the food dish gets low, and I see their little poopies. So they're in there. They're little, I don't know, ants. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I would. You can try the powder. I mean, you'll see if they're getting in and out once it's there. But some of the ants might just be hanging out there too, because you'll trap them inside as well. Any of the ones that are in there, you're going to trap them in there. Yeah, it's hard when you have animals because you can't use poison because the poison's going to affect them, right? So the poison's going to affect your animals, which obviously you don't want that to happen. So you've got to come up with other weird solutions. So yeah, mine is it's the carbon dioxide that you're going to get from your wonderful dry ice. So my brain is not working tonight. Oh my gosh. So this camera is never happy with me. It is cold as beans down here. I don't know if you know this. You probably don't, but I'm telling you, it is cold down here. Another thing, let's see, we got some guests coming up. We were going to have Laura on from Smugbug tonight to talk about mutations. We're not going to do that tonight. She's got a cold. I was going to come on with her. Apparently her husband is really into her cold voice, where she's got a cold and she's so we were going to do that, but this is more important. We'll give you the update on the show. We're still working on some builds. We're still reaching out to some people. We're going to go to some upcoming shows. I'm going to film a little bit of that. There's like a fish show that's local. We're going to do all of that. So the big announcement tonight, we'll cut it short. This is going to be a real short one. So the big announcement tonight is that we're going to do this show until February 25th. So February 25th is going to be the last one. It's going to be the last Icewood Buddies production, unless something comes along later and I get reinvigorated or something. We'll leave the channel up. We'll leave everything up there. Make it beautiful. But we're going to hit the 5-year mark, which is the 22nd, and then we're going to cut it. So just because it hasn't been a priority lately. I keep waiting for that fire to spark again, where it's a priority, and I'm planning shows out 6 weeks in advance. I'm writing show notes all over the place, leaving myself little notes, writing things on myself. It's been fun. I'm still having fun with it. Like having the last few guests on was fantastic, for sure. I mean, almost every guest has been fantastic. All but like 2, I think, ever in 5 years. So, but after the holidays, I did some soul searching during the holidays and just realized it just wasn't, I don't think about the show at all until Tuesday. And then I'm like, oh, crap, I have a guest tonight. I got to get ready for this. And then it's stressful and it's crazy. And before I'd be thinking about it 2 or 3 weeks out, thinking about tonight's episode. And I'm just not anymore. So we're going to bring it down. We're going to bring it down to do other projects. We're going to work on other things. So I've already got things kind of creatively in the works, but I'll be able to focus on those things that I'm really into right now. So, the community is so good. I'm going to stay live in the community and be around. especially on the ISO Buddies page. Well, mostly on the ISO Buddies page, and everybody who's friends with Facebook. And stay active with all of my friends. So many good friends that I've met through this show that have been awesome and continue to be awesome. It's over here. I don't know what that is. It's driving me nuts. So yeah, those things are going to be the same. Still going to have all my buddies, all my ISO buddies, and a sticker on my car forever. That'll be there as long as I have the car. And this background, sweet background thing there, that'll be up in this basement until I die. Which hopefully, that's a long time. That could be a long time. But yeah, I know, Sandy. It's an awe moment. It's just one of those things. Like, it doesn't, you kind of outgrow it. I wasn't going to say anything until, like, it got real close to it. But I think it'll make these last episodes more fun. I reached out to a lot of people to be on. Next week, we're going to have Laura from Smugbug talking about mutations. I guess she did a paper on it or something. So it should be pretty interesting. She's kind of an expert. So that'll be good. Like a legit accredited expert. So that'll be a real interesting, hopefully informative episode. So where I don't look too dumb. Let's fingers crossed, you guys. But we're going to do a lot of fun things. We're going to talk with Kyle from SPOS Anonymous is going to come on. We're going to talk about setups, like how to do a proper like bioactive for bioactives, basically, is my thought on that. We're going to get Rachel Schindler Beach on here, who is going to talk about chickens, keeping chickens in a hobby style pet kind of a way, which is what we do. I'm not trying to make any Purdue farmers in here. We're talking about Russ. We're going to talk with Russ about something. I'm going to reach out to Wally. I'm thinking things are going to calm down soon. We'll get Wally back on. Just a lot of the classics. We'll do a lot of the classics. My buddy Josh Christinet, trying to reach out to Scott Ellicott, talk about ants again. Just a lot to do. So it seems like I'm overbooking now for this last stretch. But I think 5 years is a good mark. 5 years, we averaged about 100 subs a year, basically. So, my one buddy's like, you can't leave. You've got such a big channel. And I'm like, dude, I don't, but I have a great channel. I've got a great audience. I've got great people that interact. Almost everybody who's subscribed watches every week. So that's good, at least from accounts that I've heard. That's a lot of fun. Who's this menu? Oh, it's Andy. I am proud. Hey, Moon. I am proud. We've had a good run. We've done a lot of good things on this show. We've introduced people to people. We've taken care of some problems for people. We've met people like Moon. We've done a lot of good things. We're still got a couple more good things to do. Got a lot of information for people that are maybe starting out and giving it up in a kind of a easy to digest way. Hopefully entertained a couple people along the way for at least a minute or two of their week. Kept it positive for the most part. But yeah, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. I can't even tell you guys. I was going through all the drawings that I had for old when I was drawing the thumbnails for a while and was like choking up. Oh, we still need to do the weirdest vaginas episode. I got to write that down. I forgot all about that. We still owe you guys that. I owe it to you. Yeah, if you could think of anything else that you want to do. And we're going to make that last episode kind of open format. Anyone can join. We can bring anyone in. It'll be good. That name makes me want Denny's. Do they have Denny's in Miami? I would hope. Denny's is like nationwide, right? It's like Pancake House or Waffle House. My bad, y'all. Waffle House is terrifying. Oh my God. But yeah, we're going to do a puppet channel. We're going to be doing a puppet channel. We're going to be doing a Dungeons and Dragons stream. Not live, but we're going to produce it and put it on, actually edit videos and get some music and all of that. We're going to do it all. Get some good artwork. California is the opposite of Miami, Moon. It's all right. It's all right. The big somewhere out there. You must know somebody in Miami or just moved. Where's your favorite spot to stop on the road? I should start a show where you just eat food and check it out, like taste test random stuff. Take on the new stuff you want to do. Gotta do it all. Whoa, can't do it all, man. This ADHD brain, I would shut down quick. But I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, Andy. I hope to do good things with these other things. We did some good things here. So, yeah. Did the show ever take off like I thought it would or wanted it to? Nah. But to be fair, I didn't put the work in like guys like Russ and Wally. I'm not putting the work in. Those guys are putting in hours and hours into their show every week. And I just don't. I put in like 2 hours of prep, tops. An hour of that is usually the dialogue you talk about. Like, not the dialogue. The description of the video and the thumbnail. That's it. And the thumbnail used to drive me crazy. And then I got real. I wish I should do a video on how I do a thumbnail because it's the laziest, most cynical thing ever. So I use a program called Canva. And so Canva's online. It's like StreamYard that I use to do this show. So it's an online thing. You can make your own. You can join up with it and make your own thumbnails, backdrops, all kinds of stuff. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. I could cancel that membership. I'm going to save some money. So they have these templates with these people, and it's really funny. They're like high energy. There's like 12 models that they've used for it, and they're all like, oh, you've seen some of them. Like if you see a random person on my thumbnails, like that's just one that I just left in because it's so funny to me. And they're all like, stream for money. All their like generic titles, because you can just plug in you can leave the whole thing up and then plug in the dialogue you want, like plug in the words. So it's a lot of fun. If you're going to do a channel, here's what you do. Put time into it. Put some effort in. That's going to go a long way. It's going to be really good for you. Put some effort in. Get Canva. If you're going to do a live stream, use StreamYard. Like, be stupid not to. I don't know that I'd pay to use StreamYard unless you're taking it real, real serious. So if you're going to take it real serious and do a couple of months or even more than one a week, I would pay. I would pay to use it in their paid service. Otherwise, it's kind of stupid. I don't think I would. It's like $36 a month or something ridiculous for the basic one. And that's not even that good. The other one's like $45. The next step up is $45. And then it's like $200 a month for super streamers, I guess. But Canva, for your thumbnails and everything, it makes it so easy. It's so good. I should have reached out to them as a sponsor before this episode. But Canva, you just like drag and click stuff. You can upload stuff. I've uploaded 1 million logos. You can upload, I think you can upload fonts, individual fonts. They've got like 1,000 or 2,000. So I don't see a point in doing that. I only ever use Comic Sans. Why would I bother? I'm going to bring Comic Sans back. Everyone's going to love it. It's so good. It's such a good font, you guys. Yeah, it's good times. It's good times. Use Canva. If you're going to do streaming or anything like that, any YouTube, you can do a thumbnail for anything or a banner or a Facebook thing or whatever. You can do a presentation on your resume. You can put a little header on your resume with it that looks super professional. See, and Sandy knows I think it's for old people. You guys, I think Sandy just confirmed it's for old people. I don't know what the big problem is with Comic Sans. I don't know why people hate it so much. So they need to calm down. Comic Sans is the best thing that ever happened to America. Speaking of America, looks like we're going to annex some of Canada, if not all of Canada, which I'm excited. I have a lot of Canadian friends. That means Biggs will be an American with me. We'll have Scott, Coral. They've been on the show. They'll be Americans now. We're going to take the Gulf of Mexico, make it the Gulf of America. These are actual plans that our government is making, our next government is making. What else? Greenland. We're going to take Greenland and the Panama Canal somehow. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that without a war, or some kind of something. You got to do something. So we're going to do that. That's exciting. That's real world stuff, though. That's exciting. That doesn't have to do with the show, but I think it's hilarious. These are big plans. These are big plans people are making. It's ambitious. I got to respect the game. But yeah, if anybody wants to fill that void to make their own YouTube channel, it's not a big deal. Like, it slips out of me sometimes in public that I have a YouTube channel or with like people that I don't know. Every single one was like, oh, you do. And they've been that way since day one. They're super impressed. I don't think they understand that there's like 0.5% of YouTubers that make it, that have it big. And they're the guys that are putting in the work for the most part. They're the guys putting in the work, doing the hours. And then there's like some mid-tier guys. There's a lot of mid-tier guys. And then there's like a million low-tier, low-effort guys that just, have a great audience, hopefully, and are doing positive things. So, but it's really funny to get the reaction. And I have to be like, it'll slip, and I'll be like, oh, no, it's not like that. It's not impressive at all. Because it's just us talking, right? It's just us talking. It's not like, it's never really been about that for me. So it's been good. But this show's been really good to me, I have to say. The show, the community, Facebook, it's been really good to me, and I'm so grateful for all of that. But yeah, we're going to do some good episodes here coming up. We've got a lot going on. I don't plan on any more of all my stuff has snap lids on it now. I didn't have the snap sealed lids on my stuff. I had the weight of the tub above it, keeping the ice pods in, basically. And then, the good vents on the outside from Easy Eddie. Best vents I've seen on the market. Yeah, I like them a lot. I like the customizability. But yeah, so we've got a lot of good episodes coming up, a lot of good content. That last episode, I want to try to do something special. Again, that's going to be February 25th. We're going to see what we can do. So that's basically the 5-year mark. So 5 years is a long time for me to do something. The only other thing I did longer than that is keep a kid alive and keep a wife. It's the only thing I've done in my life longer than that. In high school. No. High school was 4 years. Should have been shorter, but I fucked around too much. That's what happens. You mess around, you find out. Find out you're going to be stuck there the whole 4 years when you don't have to be. But yeah, we're going to have some good times, and we'll still have good times afterwards. So keep in touch on that ISO Buddies Facebook group, and we'll get more into the goodbyes later. Obviously, we're not doing that yet, but we'll have a lot. I want to have some kind of extravaganza on the 25th, have some kind of blowout where we can have some fun. So if you have any ideas, of things you haven't seen us talk about yet that you want to talk about, I reached out to somebody about cockatoos as well. So I feel like large birds, large indoor birds is a good way to go. Good thing to talk about. I've wanted to talk about it forever, for 5 years. I haven't been able to do it. So hopefully we can lock that in. Fingers crossed. But you guys are awesome, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. You don't even know. You don't know how much I appreciate all of it. No birds on pets. No birds as pets. Sorry, man. Birds are great pets. They're like roommates. You're right. They're not pets. They're like cohabiting with you. So birds are awesome. Val's against birds too. So she can come stay with you, and I'm going to get a parrot. So that's the only way I can make it happen. Because you have to focus all your attention on that bird. They're too smart. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to peace out. So, because I'm getting a little choked up, if you can't tell. So, but it's been good. I just wanted to bring that up tonight and let you guys all know what's going on and what the state of the union is. And we're hopefully going to recover some of those isopods, because I was pretty upset on a lot of different levels. Sad, mad, crabby. I've had birds was so great. Malucan? Is that like a toucan? I can't see. Is that like a toucan? What is a Malucan? Is that a joke? Sandy types so slow. Cockatoo. A Moluccan cockatoo? Is that a region or is that like a species? Does that have the pink crest? I think cockatoos are exciting, but I got bit real bad by one once, so it's real. I mean, I kind of thought so. I got bit real bad by one once, and so I don't know what I did to it, but I don't know what I did to piss it off, but I must have because it gave me a good bite. It hurt real bad. So I thought it broke my hand, but best of luck in the Ice Pod rescue mission. Got some mischievous cats, but if yet. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. He got up on that station, on that shelf, and must have just walked by, knocking stuff over, or he got back there and freaked out about something and just exploded out. Because they were kind of like out from the shelf. Like there was maliciousness. I didn't want to believe it was him. I wanted to believe it was ghosts. I said, it's probably an angry ghost. But nah, it was him. Because he immediately jumped up on that shelf like, look what I did. I cleaned this for you. Coworker with a scar on his face because his wife cockatoo hated him and got him good. It bit him in the face? I'm sorry, I'd be having fried cockatoo that night. I don't play bite in the face. My cat clawed someone in the face once, just kind of for no reason. I don't know what the trigger was. I watched it happen. She had this tiny hairline scratch right here. But I chased that cat through the house for half an hour with a squirt gun. Cat never raised a paw to someone else again. I was screaming, stomping around, chasing this cat with a squirt gun everywhere she got under. Blasted her. Oh, I was so mad. Took a big chunk out of his cheek. Yeah, man, that's one done deal right there. It's over for them. That bird would have to go. How do you trust that bird again? You can't. That would be an instant fight with me and my wife because you can't even teach a bird manners on that. Like they don't respond to, I don't know, like do you chastise them? What do you do with birds? This is why I need Kevin on because I don't know how to like discipline a bird. Because they're not like cats and dogs. They don't respond to the usual stuff. It's all like positive reinforcement, right? How do you positively reinforce like not biting my face? You wait for him to try, and then when he doesn't, you're like, oh, good boy. You didn't maul me, good boy. They usually bond with one person. You can't fix that. Yeah, that's true. I had the birds bond with me when I worked at a pet store, and I had to start staying away from the birds. I had one bite my finger, so if I pointed at you like this, it bit my finger in the knuckle here, and then I turned to get my finger out, and all that did was if I pointed at you like this, my nail was on top. It like dislocated it and put it back. So I twisted my finger like this, and it popped back in, but I never touched that bird again. Sinbad. I'll never forget that asshole. So we had Sinbad, who was a demon at the store, and then we had Morgan, who was a blue cockatoo. No, a blue macaw. Mostly green, though. I don't understand how they name these macaws. But she bonded to me, and she was like my girlfriend. I couldn't go anywhere in the store without her. So she was like, when they sold her, the owners had me over a bunch of times to come visit with her because she was just like melancholy. Should have saved up and bought that bird. But anyway, now the conversation starts, right? And we're floating people in and out here. This is good. This is good. Are there any episodes you guys want to see? Any topics you guys want to see coming up in this last 6 or so, 8 or so? I think it'll be 7. I think it'll be 7 episodes. And I already kind of have 5. But I can coerce some of these guests to talk about other things. So we can do that. Just saying. Just saying. You guys are all such slow typers. I don't know what to do with that. This is how I get sidetracked all the time. So I'll start talking about something else, and then I see a response, and I got to go with it. No one can ever say I wasn't interactive with the audience. By Indonesia. I missed that. So they're from Indonesia. Yeah, the big birds kind of bother me. Feather plucking in birds. Yeah, we'll probably talk about that with Kevin. That's something. Even the zoo, like our zoo, has stop saying cockatoos. Has macaws now, and they have a hyacinth. They have a pair of hyacinth macaws, and the one, I think it's the female. That's just based on behaviors. It's not anything else. But she has plucked out her whole chest. Her whole front is just bright yellow. She looks like a boiled chicken. It's just bright yellow skin. So, which freaked me out. I didn't know they'd have bright yellow skin under that like brilliant blue. But she's completely bald. She's been stressed since they got her. So I don't know what her deal is. But yeah, because it could be from stress and then it turns into a habit. Or what? I don't know. Sorry, I just heard a funny noise. Waiting to hear it again. Didn't have it. Anyway, yeah, we could talk about feather plucking. I'll bring that up when we talk with Kevin. If he gets back to me, we'll definitely talk about that. So, but anyway, guys, have a good night. Hope your holidays were great. Hope it carries into the new year. Hope 2025 is so much better than 2024. I hope it's amazing. Every part of me hopes that. So, after I became really ill, my Lucas started plucking. Oh, that's too bad. I was worried about you. It must have been that bond. Sounds like my TV is on. Music? Maybe it's music. Yeah, just when I'm about to put up the soundproofing, I'm going to quit the show, right? So, but yeah, guys, next week, same time, we're going to talk with Laura May Ripple? I don't know. I think it's Ripple from Smugbug. We're going to talk with her about mutations and how that comes about and how cool it would be to have albino knobtail geckos, just so we can mess around with that gene a little while. Turn it into the ball python of geckos. Maybe not. That's the Cresty, right? Or the Leo? That's the Leo. Sorry. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to go look for iSpods in the little traps. And you guys have a good night. Hopefully everybody's back next week. If not, I totally get it. That's fine. You got stuff to do. You're busy. We're all busy. We'll see you soon. Either way, love you guys. Wish you all the best.